Hello and welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick. What are the strengths and weaknesses of Indy's tech community? What's it like to raise capital? Those just a few of the questions put to more than 350 tech leaders in the first ever Indy Tech Census. Now the results are in and there's some surprising data. And for a breakdown of the results, we turn to Powderkeg CEO Matt Hunckler, whose organization led the census. And Matt also has some expansion news to report as well. We'll get to that in just a moment. Matt, as always, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much, Gary. Good to be back.
All right, this is a big undertaking, a census. And I know one of the big challenges, everybody talks about tech momentum in Indianapolis and in Indiana, but no one can point really to firm data on what the tech community is like. Does this census really get right at the heart of that?
You know, I think it's a really great starting place. We have so many great organizations that collaborated with us on this, from Hyde Park Ventures to High Alpha to Elevate Ventures, 1150 Academy. They all helped make sure that we were getting a really good sort of sampling of this tech community here in Indiana.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look. First of all, one of the findings that marketing tech is the #1 industry in Indianapolis. Not really a surprise, right?
Not a huge surprise if you're in the tech industry, but here in Indiana. But to a lot of people nationally, they might not know that we have such an amazing epicenter of marketing technology innovation here. And what's great is we were able to take all of this data, break it down, and write up a full report with our partners at Radius. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but they've just done some amazing content work for national clients all over the place. And we were super fortunate that we could dive into things with them, and they could really help us understand how can we take our strengths and make them better, and how can we take some of our weaknesses and make sure we're continuing to grow.
Yeah, Salesforce, a number of companies in that marketing tech space here, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one thing that Indianapolis has, you know, and Powderkeg is in 9 cities currently around the country. Started here in Indianapolis. One thing that we've got going for us that a lot of other cities in the middle of the country don't have is big exits like ExactTarget, like Interactive Intelligence, like Angie's List and Aprimo. Those have really created just an amazing pool of capital and talent to go on to continue to start new ventures while those companies continue to grow and scale here.
Is that one of the surprises out of the survey, the success of these software as a service companies?
Absolutely. I mean, these software as a service companies are playing big. In fact, 38% of the respondents in the marketing tech category said they're expecting exits of more than $50 million, which means we're not looking for base hits here. We're looking for bigger plays. You know, let's go for the IPO. Let's really build something big right here in Indiana.
One of the other themes I know as we were talking off camera that came out in the survey, in this census, is the need to focus on diversity in the tech community.
This is something I was so happy to see and just proud of being from Indiana. We asked people what their #1 social issue is, and everyone, the vast majority said diversity and inclusion is really important to them. And I think that's a huge testament to many of the amazing organizations that are here in Indiana, like Ladies in SaaS, Women in High Tech. TechPoint has some great initiatives on this front, as well as some of the work that Josh Driver has been doing in the LGBTQ community, and then of course his company Selflessly as well.
Yeah, this data, rich data, what can it be used for? Is this an economic development tool to use to attract companies here?
This is why I'm so excited. Is I think that knowledge is so important. You know, I come from the age of Schoolhouse Rock, so knowledge is power was something that's ingrained in my brain early on, and we really just want to empower the entire state of Indiana with this information. Because with information, you can make better decisions. You can figure out how to ride this tech wave, benefit from it, even if you're not in the tech industry now. I mean, some of the other findings we saw was that the majority of tech employees make an average salary of more than $75,000, and the majority of respondents said they report 9 to 10 on a 10-point scale of job satisfaction. It's just a great industry to be in.
Very good. Well, in this industry, Powderkeg is an important part of it. A community as a service organization, right? Give us a really brief description of Powderkeg.
Yeah, I know that sounds like it's a made-up term, and that's because it is. We didn't make it up, though. Our partners at Rise of the Rest, which is just this amazing initiative out of Washington, D.C., they've raised $150 million to invest in companies outside of the coasts. Steve Case, co-founder of AOL, started this with capital from Bezos and several other tech luminaries. They really coined the term community as a service. Anna Mason, who leads investments for Rise of the Rest, she came up with this term, and that's what we're doing. We're really providing community as a service through technology, through this technology platform, so that people everywhere can connect to these high-growth tech companies, and the high-growth tech companies can connect with the resources they need to grow and scale.
And you founded Powderkeg here in Indianapolis, but growing in a big way. You announced late in the week plans to add 35-plus jobs and expand into 50 cities ultimately by 2020.
That's true. We call it the 50-50 by 2020 plan. We are going big with this, and it's largely due to these amazing programs in Indiana that are just unprecedented. The IEDC, what they're doing with some of their tax credits, like the VCI tax credit, as well as some of their tax grants that they have to grow and scale. And just these amazing programs. Developer Town is where we started our offices for Powderkeg. Now we've moved downtown to Industrious, which is a national footprint of over 80 locations. We're down on Mass Ave now. Would love to have people come check out the space and see what people are building.
Very good. Continued momentum in the tech space. Matt Hunckler is the CEO of Powderkeg. Great information on the census, and congratulations on the expansion as well. We'll be following the story.
Thanks, Jerry.
All right.